This is the final Demon Slayer tier list. All the DLC characters are here, the roster is finally complete, so we're gonna start from scratch. Empty tier list after more than a year of playing and hosting the highest level tournaments this game has to offer, and it's also the first time that we're gonna put Gyutaro on a tier list at all. So let's go. Last tier list for Demon Slayer. Unless there's a balance patch. Please let there be a balance patch. Thank you, Ichunka, for recording all these games with me so I can show all the characters. Starting from the very top, if you want to win games, you pick Akaza or Susanoo. Easily the strongest characters in the game. They're the only ones with practically no bad matchups, and they can enforce their playstyle at will. If they want to get in, they can be oppressive. If they want to time waste, it's really hard to chase them without getting hit in the process. Thanks to how the game works, they are the strongest because any health lead can be deadly. They can run away and time waste for as long as they need to, so you better not be at a health deficit when playing against these guys, which can be hard because they're demons, meaning they can heal a lot. On the other hand, if you want to lose, wait, that doesn't sound right. No one wants to lose. If you want to be really impressive when you win, you pick these characters, Shinobu, Makomo, and Yushiro. Yushiro's game plan is super expensive that by the time he touches you, he probably won't have a lot of meter to deal damage. He has some guaranteed resets, but a Yushiro combo into reset is the same damage as a normal Akaza combo. Weakest character in the game. Makomo could be strong if only the character worked. Low damage but great neutral and some okay resets, but the Makomo curse is too strong. You never know when you're gonna just drop a combo because her attacks don't work as they're supposed to. And Shinobu is maybe the hottest take on this low tier. She used to be really strong. Tilt skill switch was so oppressive, but then these guys showed up, and now she's pretty weak. Low damage, no resets, tough to win neutral. Her only redeeming factor is a strong attack, but to me that's not enough. She doesn't feel like a complete character anymore. But it's not just demons that are the top tiers. You can totally win with slayers too, especially if you pick these guys. They're the best damage dealers in the game and have the tools that completely bypass neutral, be it heal bash, thunderclap and flash, cross slash, or lightning burst. Look at Ichunka here, playing neutral like a pro. High level Demon Slayer gameplay! They can apply solid pressure, deal good damage with every touch, and very important for slayers, they all have good assists. Not the best assist in the game, but they're not useless if you tag them out. Except for Nezuko, that is definitely a top 5 assist in the game, on top of her being really strong. And that's why she's higher than the others. Well, that, and she can deplete your health bar if she catches you with a flying kick, which you cannot escape from even if you have the meter to do so. Slayers on their own are not good enough, but if you pair any of these characters with one of the best assists in the game, then you can compete against the strongest demons. And the best assists are Tengen, Season 2 Inosuke, and Murata. And that's enough to place them as high as A tier. But on top of having the best assist in the game, we have Tengen, who is also a solid character on his own, so he's gonna be higher than the others. Inosuke has great guard breaks and solid damage, so he's also pretty high. Murata kinda sucks as the point character, but his assist is probably the best in the game, so he's gonna stay here at A tier. Just keep in mind that it's mostly for the assist. He elevates any character that he plays with by simply being there, but you definitely don't want him as your point character. Unless you're cheering while in Surge. Now that's just optimal gameplay. And that's maybe the big reason why I put Sabito on the C tier. He is probably one of my favorite characters to play as, but as soon as you tag him out, you've got terrible assists. So no matter how good the character is, how amazing he is at guard breaking because of that fast, heavy attack, when you play slayers, you have to use switch tech or you are severely nerfing yourself. And if you switch with Sabito, that's what you get. A very below average assist. Inosuke's assists are better, still not amazing though. The thing with Inosuke at C tier is that he can definitely be scary once he gets a hit because he's got very strong resets. Getting the hit is the problem, and when a character struggles to win neutral in this game, they're immediately very weak to me. Neutral is king. Being able to dictate the pace of the match is what makes characters strong in Demon Slayer. And Inosuke just can't do it very well. He's not the only one though. We've got some demons down here at C tier as well. Awaken, Nezuko, and Yahaba for very different reasons. Yahaba is some of the best zoning in the game, but his zoning tracks the point character. So any slayer with a solid assist can make him scared of jumping. And he also has a really hard time chasing opponents, which means if he doesn't have the health lead, he's definitely in trouble. As for Nezuko, she is a snowball character. If she hits you, she deals a ton of damage and regenerates a ton of meter, which allows her to boost and do it all over again. Problem is, this is unsafe. Now you can cancel this into this, but that is also very unsafe. Nezuko has no safe way to apply pressure, so getting the hit can be really hard for her. And in this game, to land a full combo, you usually need to get the hit twice because the opponent is just gonna escape out of the first one. And why don't we rank the rest of the demons while we're at it? Because I'm sure a lot of you are curious about Gyutaro. First, we're gonna put Enmu at the top of A tier, which is lower than I previously had him.
Hot takes alert! Hot takes alert!
He is an absolute threat if he has the health lead. I might even call him the best character in the game if he has the health lead. Big damage, best resets in the game, crazy grab, and can play keep away very well too. Problem is, Enmu cannot chase. So if he does not have the health lead, time wasting becomes the best strategy to play against him. And he has a lot of losing matchups, including Yahaba. He may be lower on the tier list, but this guy destroys Enmu. Then we we have Gyutaro, who has probably the best guard breaks in the entire game and solid damage for low meter. His biggest weakness though is his inability to cancel any ability on whiff. So if someone dodges you, you can say goodbye to that health bar. And he also has extremely long recovery on all of his normal attacks, which means staggering pressure is impossible. Now, he does have very good neutral control thanks to the tracking projectiles and the tilt skill that travels super far, but these tools can be neutralized by anyone with projectiles, which also gives him a lot of losing matchups. A tier isn't bad, you can definitely win a lot of games with any of these characters, you're just gonna have to put in a lot more work than those S tiers. The final two demons, Daki and Rui, both belong a tier below in my opinion. Their playstyles are kinda similar, even if their tools are very different. They both dominate the neutral because they have long range attacks, and in Daki's case, our armored demon skill can also absolutely dominate neutral, and in Rui's case, he can sometimes zone a little bit with his projectiles. He's not a great zoner, but he can do a little bit. They both like to go for resets because they both got low damage, but that low damage comes at the cost of pretty much no meter, so they mostly like to spend meter to win neutral. Daki has better damage than Rui, Rui has better resets. That said, neither of them are the best at what they do. So apart from those long range normals, it's hard to find a reason to pick these characters over some other options you have. And with that, we're only 5 characters away from completing the tier list, so let's wrap this up. Last characters on A tier for me are gonna be the remaining Tanjiros. Entertainment District is good at everything he does, but he's not excellent at anything he does, with the exception of having a level 3 dash speed. I think he's strong, just nothing extra special, so this feels like a good place for him. And I could pretty much say the same about Water Tanjiro, minus the level 3 dash speed, but with better assist than Entertainment District in my opinion. Somehow I still think Water Tanjiro should be the goal for balance with every character in this game, because he feels really strong, but also not broken. He has some clear downsides that you have to work around, and if everyone in this game was as balanced as he is, I bet we'd see a lot more character variety in tournaments. And the rest is all gonna be at the B tier. Gyu has a godlike water wheel when he's at the mid distance, but struggles when further away, and his damage isn't anything special except when he hits with a dead calm. Nengoku has solid consistent damage, but is too unsafe when applying pressure. And Urokodaki probably has the best damage out of all of them, but he's kinda slow, not just in the dash speed, but his attacks too. And I would also argue that he has the worst assist in the entire B tier thanks to the waterfall doing a hard knockdown and not allowing you to continue combos. That said, the water wheel assist is solid, and that's why I put him on B tier and not lower. And that, my friends, is the final tier list for Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles. It's my opinion and mine alone this time. Did not consult with anyone for this, but it's my conclusion after playing the game and hosting tournaments for over a year, and also making tier lists for over a year. I've heard it all, folks saying that they agree with my opinions or saying that these are all very hot takes. At the end of the day, not everyone's gonna agree with it, but that's why everyone is free to make their own tier lists. And keep in mind that especially with Slayers, you can pick any character from those low tiers and do super well if you pick a top tier assist. The one downside to running that strategy is that you kinda lose switch tech. I mean, you can do it, but then you've got a crappy assist in your backline. But that's maybe one of the reasons why I really love running Sabito with Tengen. I'm just always scared of tagging out because then I'm playing Tengen solo pretty much. And with that said, one of my favorite characters in the game right now is right there on the A tier, Gyutaro. I just hate that everyone is playing him wrong, including the pros. If you want to know why, check out this video right here. Bye!